Have you ever wondered what truly makes a man willing to risk everything for you? It's not about playing games or being perfect. It's about something deeper, something magnetic. There's a hidden power within you that can make him want to protect you, chase you, and put his entire world on the line for the chance to be with you. In this video, we'll uncover the secrets that will make him fall for you in a way he never thought possible. Stay with me, and let's unlock this powerful truth together. Number 1. The power of independence. The power of independence is something that, in the realm of relationships, is often underestimated. It's easy to get lost in the idea that being overly dependent on someone, especially in romantic relationships, is the key to intimacy and connection. However, real power lies in the ability to stand on your own, to be your own person, and to show that you have a life, a purpose, and aspirations that exist outside of the relationship. When you embrace your independence, not only do you elevate your own sense of self-worth, but you also make yourself undeniably attractive to others, especially men. Men are drawn to women who are self-sufficient and can navigate life with their own goals and dreams. This isn't about rejecting the idea of a relationship or pushing people away. It's about maintaining a sense of identity and strength, regardless of how close you become to someone else. Independence doesn't mean isolation. It's about the confidence that comes from knowing you are complete as an individual, without needing anyone else to validate your existence. When you embrace your own strength, your own voice, and your own purpose, it forces others to take you more seriously. The magic happens when you don't make someone else the center of your world. A man will risk everything for a woman who shows that she's got her own life going on, that she isn't desperate for attention or validation. This type of woman doesn't just sit around waiting for love to fill the void. She's out there, living her life to the fullest, making her own decisions and creating her own happiness. And when a man sees that, he starts to view her as a challenge, someone whose love and affection he has to earn, not just someone who will offer it freely without question. It's important to understand that independence doesn't mean pushing people away emotionally. It means you're not willing to sacrifice your needs, desires, or goals just to please someone else. You're not afraid to walk away from situations or relationships that no longer serve your growth or happiness. This self-assuredness gives you a kind of magnetic power. A man can't help but be intrigued by someone who is completely comfortable with who they are and doesn't feel the need to depend on someone else for their happiness or validation. That power comes from knowing your own worth and never compromising on what you deserve. Moreover, independence in relationships fosters respect. Men will risk everything for a woman who doesn't need them to complete her, but instead wants them to complement her. This creates a sense of balance, where both individuals bring their own strengths, passions, and personalities to the table, rather than one person being responsible for the happiness and fulfillment of the other. When you show that you're not emotionally reliant on someone to define your value, you open the door for a deeper, more genuine connection. He will respect you, admire you, and ultimately crave to be a part of your life. When independence becomes your strength, the dynamics of attraction change. It's no longer about need or desperation. Instead, it's about mutual respect, freedom, and the understanding that two independent people can come together, not because they need each other to survive, but because they choose to be in each other's lives. A man will risk everything for a woman who is independent, because she's not just an accessory to his life. She's an equal partner who can stand beside him, face challenges head-on, and build something beautiful together. And that, in essence, is the most attractive thing of all. Number 2. Emotional intelligence and depth. Emotional intelligence and depth are not just about knowing how to control your own emotions, but understanding the emotional landscapes of those around you. It's an unseen force that governs not only our personal lives, but also our relationships with others, especially when it comes to romantic ones. In a world where we're often taught to hide our vulnerabilities, emotional intelligence stands as a quiet but powerful indicator of how deep and meaningful a connection can truly become. When we talk about emotional intelligence, we're diving into more than just how well we manage our feelings in the face of stress or conflict. It's about having an awareness that allows us to pause and reflect, seeing emotions not as obstacles, but as opportunities for connection. People with high emotional intelligence don't simply react. They respond with an understanding of how their actions affect others. In relationships, this depth of understanding leads to a level of connection that goes beyond surface-level conversations and taps into something much more intimate. For someone to truly risk everything for you, there has to be more than just attraction or superficial affection. It's the emotional depth, the unspoken understanding of each other's vulnerabilities, the ability to look at the bigger picture beyond the small moments. This depth comes when you're both willing to navigate the highs and lows of each other's emotional worlds without judgment or haste. It's a willingness to be present, to listen without interruption, and to empathize even when you may not fully understand the emotions being expressed. In relationships, emotional intelligence isn't just about avoiding arguments or navigating difficult conversations. It's about nurturing an emotional space where both partners feel seen and heard, where they can freely express their innermost thoughts without fear of rejection. This level of emotional vulnerability doesn't happen overnight. It's built through shared experiences, patience, and a commitment to growing together emotionally. The depth comes when you're able to look at the other person and understand them on a level beyond the physical or surface personality traits. You begin to see the way their past shapes their present and how their emotional triggers have been formed by their life experiences. That knowledge allows you to form a deeper bond because you're no longer simply reacting to the person in front of you. You're responding to the entire emotional history they carry with them. When someone knows how to manage their emotions while being aware of the emotional currents around them, they become a force of understanding in any relationship. Emotional intelligence isn't about controlling every situation, but about responding with insight. When that emotional intelligence aligns with the depth of understanding each person brings to the table, that's when magic happens. It's not just about loving someone. It's about truly knowing them, both the light and the dark, and still wanting to go on this journey together. This kind of emotional depth doesn't make love a reckless gamble. Instead, it makes it a calculated risk that feels worth taking because it's grounded in something real, something tangible. The ability to acknowledge and nurture each other's emotional needs fosters trust. Trust isn't just built on actions, it's nurtured through consistent emotional understanding. That trust creates a foundation strong enough for someone to risk it all for you. They're not doing it because of fleeting passion, but because they recognize the profound connection and depth that exists between you. It's the emotional intelligence to know that love isn't just a feeling. It's an intricate dance of understanding, vulnerability, and the shared courage to face the unknown together. In the end, emotional intelligence and depth aren't just personal tools. They're the bridge to deeper, more lasting relationships. They allow us to form connections that go beyond the superficial and move into the realm of the meaningful, where true emotional bonds are formed. And when that bond is present, that's when a man is willing to risk everything. Not because of a fleeting impulse, but because of the emotional depth that you share. Number 3, the art of mystery and intrigue. When it comes to attraction, one of the most compelling forces that can draw someone in is the art of mystery and intrigue. It's not about playing games or being elusive for the sake of creating confusion. It's about harnessing the power of leaving a little to the imagination, allowing curiosity to grow naturally. In a world where everything is accessible with a few clicks and people are constantly sharing every detail of their lives on social media, the ability to remain a little mysterious can create a magnetic pull. Men, particularly, are drawn to women who exude this air of enigma, as it invites them to want to know more, to explore deeper, and to understand what lies beneath the surface. Attraction is not always about knowing everything about a person right away. The human mind craves puzzles to solve, questions to answer, and stories to uncover. By being someone who is not an open book, you create an opportunity for someone to engage with your layers over time. This doesn't mean playing hard to get, but rather allowing people to become intrigued by the person you are without offering everything at once. Subtlety and hints can spark interest that builds over time. Think about how you reveal yourself. Leave small moments for curiosity to thrive. Whether it's your interests, your passions, or your personal experiences, leave enough unsaid that a man is naturally inclined to want to discover more. In relationships, both new and old, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that being fully transparent from the start is the way to build trust or connection. But often, mystery fosters an undeniable attraction. When you reveal too much too soon, the excitement tends to fade. On the flip side, when a man feels like there's more to uncover about you, he'll be more invested in getting closer. It's this subtle dance of revealing and concealing that keeps the dynamic fresh and exciting. It creates an environment where he feels he has to earn access to your deeper self, and this effort adds value to your presence in his life. The key to mastering the art of mystery is being confident in yourself, knowing that you are enough even when you're not revealing every part of your story. It's about being comfortable with the idea that not everyone needs to know everything about you right away. This doesn't mean being fake or deceptive. It's simply about controlling the pace at which someone gets to know you. Your energy, your body language, your words and your actions all contribute to this subtle aura of intrigue. When you're comfortable in your own skin and let things unfold organically, the allure of mystery naturally follows. What truly draws a man in is the idea of what he might uncover next. There's something inherently exciting about the idea of unlocking a mystery. And when you're in the process of allowing that intrigue to flourish, it creates an undeniable pull. So, if you want to capture someone's attention and make them risk everything for you, remember that the key is not in revealing everything about yourself up front. Let him discover the many layers of who you are and keep him on his toes with the excitement of what might come next. The art of mystery isn't just about being unpredictable, it's about crafting a connection where curiosity and attraction continue to grow, making him eager to see where this journey with you might lead. Number 4. Confidence in your own worth. This is one of the most magnetic qualities you can possess, especially when it comes to relationships. Men, by nature, are drawn to strength. Strength not in terms of power or dominance, but in the kind of quiet self-assurance that speaks volumes. When you truly believe in your worth, it shows in every action, every word, and every glance. It's not about being arrogant or boasting about your achievements. It's a deeper, more grounded sense of self-belief that doesn't need validation from anyone else. This kind of confidence isn't something you flaunt. It's something you exude effortlessly. The thing about confidence is that it doesn't just affect how others see you. It transforms how you see yourself. When you understand your value, you don't settle for less. You don't entertain relationships or situations that diminish your sense of self. You become intentional about who you allow into your life and how you allow them to treat you. This level of self-respect is what makes you irresistible. Men recognize it immediately. They can tell when a woman knows her worth, and they respect that, because it's rare. What's fascinating is that this kind of confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It doesn't require you to have everything figured out or to look a certain way. It comes from being comfortable in your own skin, acknowledging your flaws, and owning them without shame. You become a magnet, not because you're flawless, but because you're real. When you carry yourself with that kind of self-assurance, men are drawn to you not out of need, but out of admiration. They see someone who is whole, someone who doesn't need anyone to complete her, but knows the value of a meaningful connection. Confidence in your worth also creates an invisible boundary that protects you. You don't tolerate mistreatment, and you're not afraid to walk away from anything that doesn't align with your values. This assertiveness is powerful. It sends a message that you are someone to be respected, and if someone is willing to risk everything for you, it's because they see something in you that demands respect. You create space for men to step up because you've already stepped up for yourself. When you truly believe in your worth, you don't have to chase attention or beg for affection. You don't seek validation because you already know who you are and what you bring to the table. Men can sense this inner peace. It makes them want to be around you, not because you need them, but because you are so comfortable and confident in yourself that being with you feels like an honor. You're not desperate for love or approval, but when you do give it, it's from a place of fullness, not emptiness. The beauty of this kind of confidence is that it's contagious. When you radiate a quiet, unshakable self-worth, you inspire others to see their own value. You remind people that true confidence comes from within, and that it's okay to love themselves, flaws and all. As you embody this, you become a living example of what it means to live authentically and unapologetically. And this authenticity is exactly what makes men willing to risk everything for you. They're not risking it because you need them. They're risking it because you've proven that you are the one worth fighting for. Number 5. Authenticity and vulnerability. Authenticity and vulnerability. These two qualities, often overlooked or feared in relationships, are the secret ingredients that make a man risk it all for you. Think about it for a second. In a world where everyone is wearing masks, pretending to be something they're not, what is it that truly stands out? It's not the perfectly curated image someone puts online or the facade they build to impress. It's the raw, unfiltered version of a person, their authentic self. When a man encounters someone who isn't afraid to show their true colors, the walls of doubt and hesitation begin to crumble. He sees a real human being, not just a character performing in a play. That kind of transparency makes him want to open up in ways he's never thought possible. But it's more than just being honest. It's about embracing your vulnerabilities. We all have them, the imperfections, the insecurities, the parts of us that we want to hide away. For most people, vulnerability is the greatest fear because it feels like exposing the most fragile parts of ourselves to the world. Yet, when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you create an atmosphere of trust and emotional intimacy. It's like setting down the heavy armor we all walk around with and letting someone see who we are underneath. That kind of openness creates a powerful connection that's unlike anything else. It allows the other person to feel safe enough to do the same. And when both of you are showing up as your true selves, not hiding behind facades or pretending to be someone you're not, something magical happens. Men, in particular, are drawn to this authenticity. The world pressures them to act tough, to be strong, to hide their emotions. But when they encounter someone who isn't afraid to show their heart, it unlocks something inside them. It makes them want to protect that person, to fight for them, to risk everything. It's the kind of bond that doesn't come from playing games or pretending to be perfect. It comes from allowing each other to be messy, to be real, to experience life together without the fear of judgment. Here's the thing. When a man sees you embracing both your strength and your vulnerability, he begins to feel something deeper. It's not about trying to manipulate or control the situation. It's about being so comfortable in your own skin that you stop caring about what others think. You become a magnet, pulling him in without even trying. This isn't about perfection, it's about being human. And when you are unapologetically yourself, it sends a message that says, I am worth taking a risk for. And the truth is, men will risk everything for you when they see you embody both authenticity and vulnerability. It's that powerful combination that not only sparks attraction, but also creates a lasting, meaningful connection. So if you want him to risk it all for you, stop pretending to be someone you're not. Let him see the real you, the one with all the flaws, the fears, and the dreams. Show him your vulnerability and allow him the space to show his in return. This is what true intimacy is built on. When both of you are willing to take that leap, to risk being vulnerable and authentic with each other, there's no limit to what you can build together. It's a connection that transcends the superficial and becomes something deeper, stronger, and worth every risk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe our channel.